Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Justin.
Second in the OHL power rankings. Now that we're up at top, I'm excited about them again.
Not quite the top.
I think we should be at the top.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I think the OHL admin also believes that we should be at the top, but they have to, for political reasons, Hyman money, all that business, they have to keep Brantford at the top.
I think that Brantford has probably earned the top spot, the benefit of the doubt a little bit, but
Okay.
I think that gap is closing.
That gap is closing. Yeah, we're sitting today we're recording on Tuesday, February 2nd, 3rd.
Third, yes. Yesterday was Groundhog Day.
Yeah, yesterday
It
was
better not be Groundhog Day again today.
Isn't that what Groundhog Day is? Is that it just keeps happening over and over and over again?
Exactly.
That's why February is so long.
Yep.
It's all Groundhog Day's fault.
It's a perfect square this month.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah.
For the first time in like 20 years.
People are, excited about it, and then there's a whole sect of people who are angry and confused that Sunday is the first day of the month. And I'm like the first day of the week. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Well,
that's how it works on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't choose it.
I don't know if you've ever looked at a calendar before, but that's how it works on the calendar.
Yeah.
Welcome to the AudPod, where we're talking Kitchener-Rangers hockey with the oddballs themselves, Andrew and Justin. Take it away, fellas.
Okay, so back to Rangers. We're doing really well. We're solidly top of the division. London's 9 points back from us. We're, 6 points away from Brantford, who's sitting still top of the league.
Yeah.
So we're sort of sitting in 5th.
If you compare that to where they were like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
It was double-digit points.
Yeah.
With Brantford.
January was an unbelievable month for the Kitchener Rangers. And
Jack Pridham,
of course,
the OHL player of the month for January, with 11 games played, 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points, and he was plus 14. He had at least 1 point in 10 of 11 games, and he had 6 multi-point performances, as, of course, the Rangers were surging to the top of the conference standings.
Yeah.
He also had a hat trick and an assist on January 15th, of course, against Saginaw Spirit, which was the most he had in any single game in the month. And he leads Kitchener in scoring as of right now with 62 points, 31-31. There's nice symmetry. Speaking of
I love
a
that.
perfect month, speaking of February, a perfect month symmetry,
Yeah.
31 goals, 31 assists, 62 points.
31 days in January.
There you go.
2 points per day.
2 points per day. He's on a 2 points per day spree.
So we got so today we have 20 games left. After the London game tomorrow, we'll have 19 games left this season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Rangers are doing great.
Yeah.
It's
they're doing
just rolling.
What we felt like they were capable of. Of course, they've brought in all this extra help. They've got the reinforcements.
Championship.
Championship.
Okay, other Rangers news we got to talk about. Diracolo. Committed Diracolo.
Committed. Not a commitment issue to be found.
No commitments with Diracolo.
Many commitments, no, only one commitment.
Major commitment.
St. Lawrence University. So he is going to the Canadian U Sports route. I'm pretty excited.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's great for him. He hasn't played a ton this year.
Yeah.
But he has played enough, I think, to warrant, playing hockey again.
Yeah.
Moving forward. So, I would be very excited if I was Diracolo's parents, because I would prefer my child stayed in this country. But that's just me being selfish.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a bevy of commitments coming up. I just have a feeling.
If you go back, we haven't really talked about it again because, of course, we're in championship
mode.
But we talked about this in our first episode back in January, is that there's just like way too many overagers on our team. So trades and commits and all that sort of stuff is coming. I don't want to think about it. I love this team. I just want them to stay together forever.
Hey,
I wanted last year's team to stay together forever. And you know what? We moved into this year. And again, I'm ready to just I have no commitment issues because I'm ready to be hurt again.
You know what? It's what's great about it is it can only be in the here and now.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. So it's one of those things that there's only, like we were saying, there only 19 games left?
Yeah.
Then, at the time of recording, there's only 19 games left. You just have to enjoy these games and the playoff run and whatever comes from it.
Yeah,
Because this
exactly.
is it. This
Exactly.
is how it goes.
This is how it goes. There's always a next year.
Yep.
Okay, but we have 3 games to talk about
We
this
do.
week. So last week we recorded on Tuesday, and then there was a game against Sarnia, which was an awesome game. I
Pretty
mean,
good.
I almost thought we should hop on and record a little about it because it was so good. Like, I feel bad that it's a week later, but I thought you would all want to relive it a week later.
Well, it's true. I think when the things that happened in this game happened, and I quickly cut together a couple clips and threw them up on social media, I knew it was an exciting game, but I didn't realize it was like, I mean, we're almost at like 300,000 views on that one clip on one platform.
On one platform.
So
yeah.
it was definitely exciting.
Yes.
There was a story that unfolded in this one.
Yes.
Which is all you want.
I love a good story.
Right? That's
in a
what we're here
single
for.
game. Oh, yeah.
What we're here for is the drama.
So this was against Sarnia at the Odd at home. The Rangers won 4-1.
Sure did.
At the end of the first period, there was only one shot on goal by Sarnia.
Yeah, they had a rough night in more ways than one. They were outshot 15-1 in the first. Let's go to the first period scoring summary. Matthew Lachar gets the scoring started with his 5th goal of the season from Weston Cameron and Jack Pridham. Little foreshadowing there. Weston Cameron, who's been playing a lot and has been on the score sheet quite a bit.
I know.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I just love seeing Weston Cameron play.
Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. And then Sam O'Reilly, about 12 minutes into the period, scored his 16th. He's just been scoring very consistently.
Yeah,
very consistently.
That was a power play goal, was it not?
Power play from Christian Humphreys and Cameron Reid, and would turn out to be the game winner in the first period.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
The second period.
Yeah.
Not so much scoring.
No, but
not so much scoring involved in this
But
one.
it wasn't a boring period.
It was not a boring period.
Yeah.
17 minutes into the second period, Mr. Ben Pickell of Sarnia, he kind of skated into goaltender Jason Schaubel.
He got himself into a bit of a pickle.
Yes. He gave him a bit of a cross check, unwarranted.
Uh-huh.
There was a little bit of kind of back and forth there. And, Jason Schaubel, he took exception. He gave him a shove, and then he gave him another little shove that sent Pickell down to the ice, and Pickell didn't like that. He got up. He basically, I mean, it was close to basically 2 hands to the face. It was close to a cross check, but the hands were together, so I guess we're not calling that. It knocked Schaubel down, and his helmet came off.
Yep.
Right? And then Schaubel was ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And what I will say, what it looked like to me was Schaubel got up and was trying to get Pickell's helmet off. That's what it looked like to me was going down.
Yeah.
And he kind of had him in a bit of a hold.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody was then on the ice.
Of
Everybody
course.
on the ice was involved then.
Yeah. Because
As it were.
your goaltender gets touched.
When a goaltender and a player from the opposing team start going at it, then everybody's going at it.
I love that Schaubel was ready to go, man.
Of course. I loved everything about this.
We've talked to Schaubel a few times, and I would have never expected that, and I loved every moment of it.
Here's what I will say: is he does come across as a gamer.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. He's
Yeah,
very he's
true.
game. He's game. He wants to play. He wants to play a lot of games. He wants to be in there. He's got a certain he's not like the loudest guy. He's not the biggest guy, but he does seem like he's got a bit of that little bit of that crazy goalie intensity to him.
Yep.
I think back to being an Oilers fan. I think of players like Dwayne Rolison who you didn't dare upset that guy because there was a bit of a wild streak there where you're like, I don't know, he might just snap. He's a goalie, but so I loved the intensity. I loved when they broke everybody up. And Schaubel had some choice words that were definitely caught on the broadcast.
Yeah. We don't have the highest quality game stream coming off these games, but we didn't need it to read those lips.
No, yeah, it was pretty obvious what he was saying there.
And then there was a nice little comment by Sean Fafaro on the air saying, "I can't tell you what they're saying to each other between the benches."
And For the record, we did ask, and all we got back was it was a scene.
Yeah.
So obviously we're gonna ask, and obviously there's some things that are sacrosanct, and it's not passed on to the AudPod. Okay?
Yeah, but yeah.
All right.
Spicy pickles.
So that's basically towards the end of the period. So that
Yeah.
period ends. Its tensions are high. I can remember texting my buddy and saying, like, I think something really bad is going to happen between these two teams in the third period. I just had this feeling that there was something going to happen. I couldn't have imagined what was actually going to happen, and really wasn't that bad.
No.
I mean, it was pretty tame.
In the grand scheme of things, everyone left the ice uninjured.
I was a little worried that somebody was going to do something stupid in the third period.
Yep.
And not necessarily our boys, just in general.
Yeah.
6 minutes into the third, it was time to pay the piper for touching the goalie. Pickell pays the piper.
Yeah.
Pickell picks the pepper to pay the piper.
Yeah.
And he picked the wrong pepper.
The hedgehog himself.
He picked the wrong dance partner.
There was a hedgehog in the pickle patch.
Yeah, he picked the wrong dance partner. I don't know if he thought, well, this guy's only 17, or he's 18 now as of January 1st, by the way.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Weston.
Ben Pickell is 5'9", 175 pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was a dance partner to
No.
be picked. But
he should question a lot of his choices.
yeah, and here's all I'm saying is a lot of people on that clip that we posted were like, give him respect or whatever. It's like, no. This is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
If you run the goalie or you put hands on the goalie, there's no respect. I'm not giving you respect. I'll give you, you're back to zero. You're back to neutral because you've paid the price. Anyway, what we're talking about is that he dropped the gloves with Weston Cameron, who comes in at like 6'4".
Yeah.
You know, he's not the biggest guy as far
but we've
as
seen him fight.
But yeah, he's a rangy guy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need much room to and do what he does.
The ref tried to stop Weston Cameron, and he just sort of
he waved off the linesman. He does. There is like a don't worry about this. I have to do this.
I'm doing this. Yeah. He's like, he's mine.
Yeah. And then what took place was exactly what you'd expect if, I would imagine if Weston Cameron was sent out there to do it. I don't think it was. I think it just happened.
I think he chose this.
I think it all happened. I think it's the unwritten rules that you knew that you had to pay the piper here.
Yeah.
And
if you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify video, it's probably happening here.
And it's just let's just say that it was he didn't see a lot of it.
No.
Because he ended up jerseyed.
Yeah.
Which, when does that happen?
No.
Yeah. And so
didn't have that fight strap on tight enough.
Is it worse if you can't see them coming, or is it just like I'm just holding on for dear life? Because I think it just at some point it was like, I've accepted this. Someone will save me. At some point, I will be saved. and eventually they let it go. They let it go a little bit, and then Weston had a classic Rangers odd moment. That was a great moment in odd history. And I loved the point at Jason Schabel. Like, I got your back, buddy.
This was for you.
Got your back. So what a team building moment. I can't believe how many guys, every single guy was over that box and congratulating Weston and, dapping him up.
Taps for minutes.
That was a moment for this team.
And, that almost felt a little bit like future captain material.
Yeah, for sure. That's those types of moments in the Rangers kind of lore that lead to that, I think.
I think so too.
I think that you could see that, hopefully Weston's around for a couple more years.
Yes.
You could definitely see at least an A on the jersey very soon.
Yeah. It was a good moment.
Yeah. Good for a character guy like Weston, and great for a team building moment for, a team that was, we've said it before on the pod, kind of got pushed around by some teams earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And this is definitely not the DNA of this team anymore. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
It's night and day. Now the skill has increased, but so has the grit. So it's this really nice
We'll take it.
Championship.
Championship.
And there was hockey to be played in the third period.
Yeah.
14 minutes
14 more minutes.
Christian Humphreys scores his 16th, assisted by Jack Pridham and Sam O'Reilly on the power play. The patented insurance goal.
The insurance goal.
And then with less than a minute left, cheekily, Cameron Arquette adds one for his 12th of the year into the empty net from Sam O'Reilly. So Sam O'Reilly also had a whale of a game, a goal and 2 assists.
Sorry, that was a Weston Cameron goal?
Cameron Arquette.
Oh, Cameron Arquette.
Cameron Arquette.
The Camerons always.
The Camerons.
They can throw you.
They will throw you.
There's
They
a
will
Carson
throw
Campbell
you. They
in
will
there
throw
that-
you down.
They will throw you down.
At least one of them will throw you down.
Yeah.
And feed you rights and lefts, as we saw.
Yeah.
So this was a dominant win. This was a huge team building win, and ultimately, it's what you wanted to see against a team like Sarnia.
Yeah.
The power play went 2 for 6. They probably could have scored more. They probably could have scored more. The second period, they probably could have scored some. There was some shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I got worried about the foot on the neck thing. Not that they were going to ever lose it or even give up a goal. I was a little concerned that it was going to end 2-1 because it could.
Yeah, it could have.
Yeah.
I was also worried because Sarnia, they acted like a team who had nothing to lose.
They
And
absolutely have
and-
nothing to lose.
And
right?
I was really worried that they, especially, exactly what you said. At the end of the second, when Pickell and Schauble started to get into it, it was like, this is what causes like bad decisions to happen where
somebody gets suspended.
Well, Weston Cameron did get suspended because
But that was a semantic.
that was a fight.
Yeah,
that was a fight.
Exactly.
3-fight rule. But somebody gets suspended. Somebody does something very stupid with their stick and irrevocably hurt somebody. in some
or
way.
somebody sloof with somebody or somebody. You know what I mean? Just something stupid. I thought it could happen. It didn't. Thankfully, and we made it out with a big team building moment and a win.
So the next game was the next night for our 4th game in 6 days against Owen Sound in Owen Sound. Lots of road trip on this one. It sounded like a hairy bus ride. Even Moose was like, I didn't like that. So it was a 3-2 overtime loss. Kind of felt like a schedule loss. I don't love to blame it on that, but it's also
I remember
the night before was pretty high energy.
When we were talking on the last episode, we talked about how going to Owen Sound is you can lose this game.
Yes.
Like it can happen.
Yeah.
And I said, like, as long as if they can win the difficult game, then those other games that you need to win, they need to split one of them and win the other 2.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what happened.
That's exactly
what happened.
And they got a point out
but
of
they
this
got
game.
a point, so the point streak continues.
Yes.
So that's good. But yeah, this was exactly the type of like you call it a schedule loss. Sam O'Reilly opens the scoring. He gets his 17th of the year. His scoring has gone way up since he's gotten to Kitchen.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So awesome. From Jack Pridham and Christian Humphreys.
When you're playing with those two
what
guys.
a line. What a line. So that was with 9 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah. It was a pretty sleepy first.
It was pretty sleepy, and it was a sleepy second.
It was a sleepy second.
Which paled in comparison to how sleepy the third was.
Yeah.
But in a different way.
Yeah.
Cameron Reid got his 11th of the year in the second period from Gabriel Sherratt and Luca Romano, who is, still producing, which is great. And
he got over that slump. He got that goal a couple games ago.
Yes.
We talked about it last week. He got that goal that he just needed, and I think it was a breakaway. And ever since then, he's looked he got over the whatever was ailing him.
Yeah, and now he's just on the score sheet.
He's just there all the time.
Yeah, and so it's that patented 2-goal lead going into the third on the road.
The worst lead in hockey.
Yeah, on the road. On the second of the back-to-backs.
Yeah,
and exactly what happens in this game is what happens. They give up 3. 2 in the third, and then of course, in that wacky overtime 3-on-3, anything can happen. It was a little bit back and forth.
There was a couple good goalie moments.
There were 2
breakaways going both ways that got stopped.
Exactly. They could have won it in overtime.
Yep.
I think 3-on-3 eventually somebody's going to win it.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt when the Rangers didn't score on their best opportunity in overtime, I was like, okay, I think it's like, it just feels like they have to lose this game. Whatever, get a point, get out of here. That's exactly what happens. There wasn't a lot in this game to talk about, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot of shots, unfortunately, from Owen Sound. There was a ton from Kitchener, and Trenton Bennett for Owen Sound was the first star of the game.
Yeah.
And we've
he
seen
deserved
now,
it.
I was going to say, now we've seen two goalies for Owen Sound. Matthew Kaprowski was the last one. He had 2 periods where he played really well against the Rangers in the last game.
I kind of feel like goalies in Owen Sound just have Kitchener's number sometimes. Like we've seen it, like not just these two, but also like Carter George had our number, and we've seen other goalies over the years that have been this way.
I just think that like anytime you're kind of you're going into their barn and you're on the back-to-back and whatever, it's an easy game to lose.
Yep.
It sucks, but they got a point, so it's really not that big of a loss.
No,
really
not at all.
Especially because Owen Sound is not somebody they're dealing with in the standings.
No, not at all.
So I think we just move past this one.
I think we do too. And then we go to Friday, where they finally had 2-day break.
I know.
Friday they came home.
Yeah.
And they played Windsor at the Odd. And last week in the game recap, I think it was me saying last week. So obviously we just saw Windsor. Like I expect that we will see another tight checking, intense game of 2 evenly matched teams. I can't imagine that it's going to be like a blowout either way. These 2 teams are too evenly matched for that. But then it was a blowout. Because we won 7-2.
So we know nothing.
Yeah, we know nothing,
which is good.
I don't know how we beat Windsor 7-2 because Windsor is good. We saw them only last week.
Yeah,
they're very good.
They're very good.
Yep.
However, it does feel like the Rangers might be that team for Windsor. Might be that like team where it's just kind of this lingering mental block, like the same way that we saw that with the team that shall not be named with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Being that kind of mental block team, I think it's starting to feel like maybe the Rangers have Windsor's number. And I think that bodes very well because you could see Windsor as early as the second round.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so depending on how
things shake out
all the standings finish, hopefully it's more of a third round thing.
Yeah.
But, or you just got to, get them out of the way.
Sean Fafaro, I did notice that he spent all of his commercial breaks coming back with Rangers scoring overtime goals against Windsor.
Yeah, I know. This guy.
Yeah, this is the benefit of watching. Like I obviously prefer going to the games at the Odd, but
however,
if I have to watch at home, this is the stuff that makes it okay to watch.
I'll never complain about missing a home game.
Yeah,
because I love the broadcast.
Yeah, the
team.
broadcast is so good.
I think we have the best the television broadcast in the league.
Yeah.
And they're definitely the most likable group, I think.
Sure.
And Sean, if you're really paying attention, Sean always has some sort of little wink and a nod going on, and I love it.
He's really good. Like he talked to the Windsor, I think the Windsor captain, now I'm blanking, at the first intermission. It was a great interview. It was very much like there was no trying to goad him into saying anything.
No.
He's such a great. He's so professional.
Yeah.
I can see how if you're watching, it's like, and you are a Windsor fan, like, generally the broadcast I feel is pretty unbiased. But also, Sean was also trolling you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he has been known to do that.
So thank you.
If you follow him on Twitter, you may know that.
You may know that for sure.
Yeah. So let's get into the game summary.
Yeah.
This was a crazy game.
Yeah. Yes.
Truly, it was shocking, actually, how this one went. Hayden Ellis, 5 minutes into the first period, basically a bad turnover behind the net.
Yep.
And Hayden Ellis from Cameron Arquette, 10th of the year, goes in. What do we say? Depth scoring.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they need, especially against Windsor. So you get off on the right foot. You're up 1-0 on kind of a bad goal early.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, too, is like you get those chances and you bury them, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get those chances and they don't go in.
You make them, you punish. Championship punishment.
That was not the only goal in the first period. 18 minutes in, Dylan Edwards gets his 26th of the year from Christian Humphreys and Jack Pridham on the power play. That is just a lethal combo on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
Really, truly adding Dylan Edwards to an already, like, Sam O'Reilly getting the face off and then and then, Dylan Edwards is that extra forward on that power play. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. And that's the crazy thing is it was all downhill from here for Windsor.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dylan Edwards, he got into a scrap, which was kind of bizarre because I
want to know how many fights Dylan Edwards has been in.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he can hold his own, but I just, he's a smaller guy for the league. He's a normal size human being.
Yeah.
And he's just got such, good hands, and he's an overager. I would be curious to see how many fights he has in his career.
Yeah, me too.
So he fought with Nathan Villeneuve, who also is not necessarily.
No, it was ticky tacky at that moment. Like they were just getting under. This is what happens when two top teams see each other 2 weeks in a row.
Just don't.
Those
like
two
each
guys were just getting under each other's skin. Maybe there's history that we don't know about, but for sure in these two games, something came to a head in this moment.
both very skilled players.
Yeah.
And suddenly they were fighting, and I was kind of confused.
I think Jason called the wrong name because he was so in shock that he's like, oh, must be somebody else.
yeah, absolutely. All right. So then into the second, very early into the second, a minute and a half into the second, Cameron Reid scores his 12th. So he's getting up there. He's been kind of consistently finding the back of the net as of late. From Carson Campbell, which was great and is very important. Carson Campbell from Campbellford. And Christian Humphreys, who continues maybe something.
Not from Humphreysford.
What's that?
Not from Humphreysford.
Not from Humphreysford.
Carson Campbell from Campbellford, but not Christian Humphreys from Humphreysford.
It was so stupid. My brain glitched.
Yeah, so I had to say it 3 times.
That was the game winner.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
Well,
it was.
Yeah,
because they're up 3-0 now.
But the Rangers aren't done.
The Rangers are definitely not done, and they're not done scrapping either.
No.
So 10 minutes into the second period, Carson Campbell gets into a scrap with Jonathan Brown. Carson Campbell actually got a instigator for this, but Jonathan Brown got game misconduct for a cross check. So it was a retaliation to a bad play.
Yeah,
and we can probably all avoid, and that's why I don't like the instigator, because what is he? He's not gonna.
He was right there. He was right there when it happened. He goes in to defend his guy.
That's all. It's just you're never getting that play out of hockey. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
unless you ban fighting altogether.
Yeah,
you're not getting that play.
Yeah,
out. So whatever, you're up 3-0. You take it there.
Yep.
Which is fine because the Rangers actually end up on a power play through all of that rough stuff.
The power plays in this game were nuts because there were the weird thing that always happens. Only in OHL. I never remember this happening in NHL, where there's 2 5-minute penalties and another penalty. So you play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then they have a 3-minute power play 2 minutes after the penalty was called.
Yeah, it depends on what it is, because he had a 5-minute major for cross check.
Yeah, for the misconduct.
Right? But then, and that was the thing, is then the instigator negates
the first
2 minutes of that.
Yeah. Oh, I understand why it happens.
It's just funny because you never see it in the NHL.
Yeah, I'm like,
you never see it, but it
easily
could.
It happens all the time in the OHL.
It could happen.
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen.
No, I understand.
It's weird though. It's weird that it doesn't shake down like that in the NHL.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because guys won't get that instigator right away, and they're more.
Well, they don't call the instigator as frequently.
Much. Yeah, you're
they
right.
almost always call the instigator in the OHL.
Almost always.
Yeah. And they the instigator is rarely called in the NHL.
Yeah, it has to be somebody is begging for the fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then on that power play, Tanner Lamb scores his 15th of the year from Luca Romano and Dylan Edwards.
Yep.
So right there's your Gordie Howe hat trick for Dylan Edwards. Gordie Howe hat trick number 1.
Number 1.
Okay.
The fact that we're even keeping track is crazy.
Yeah. Now, before the period's over, they do break the shutout. Anthony Cristoforo, he scores his 16th on the power play. So another power play goal. It was just crazy power plays in this game. But it's 4-1 going into the third.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about this.
Yeah.
So start of the third period, Hayden Ellis, 4 minutes into the period, gets his second of the game, which is awesome for Hayden Ellis.
First multi-point game of the season, I think, for Hayden Ellis.
Yeah. From Alexander Bilecki.
Yeah.
Nice to see him on the score sheet. And again, Luca Romano on the power play. So this power play, that's the last power play goal that they'd get. They went 3 for 7. If you go 3 for 7, we were talking about how like 30% is like this lethal, nearly impossible task to get, right? And that like 25% is like unreal and you take it any day of the week.
Yeah.
And that like, realistically like 20% is like a, middle decent
That's
power
what you
play.
want.
That's a decent power play.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. The fact that they're almost at 50% in this game, you're gonna and you had 7.
Well, they've been at 30% for the last 2 weeks.
I know.
Like
They've been clicking.
yes.
So that's 5-1. 13 minutes into this period, Carson Campbell from Campbellford gets his 2nd of the year, which results in the Gordie Howe hat trick from our boy Avery Anstis and Jared Woolley. Good to see Jared Woolley logging points again. And of course, Avery Anstis, we always celebrate Avery Anstis' success. Now, they would score another one later on. Both teams would. But before this, Cameron Reid gets a fighting major with Ethan Garden, which, Cameron Reid won't drop him often. But when he does, he has a good reason to.
Yep.
So almost a Gordie Howe hat trick because he had a goal earlier in the game.
He was 1 assist away.
He's 1 assist
And
away.
he was on the ice when some goals went in. OHL, could you do us a little?
Can we maybe
remember when we let Easton Cowan continue his point streak? Maybe we could have the 3 Gordie Howe hat tricks in one game.
The Gordie Howe hat trick would have been nice.
Come on.
So Andrew Robinson scores for the Windsor Spitfires, but then Luca Romano gets his 12th of the year.
That was a filthy goal.
Yeah, that was filthy, and he's off the schneid altogether.
Oh,
he is now like he's red hot now. Again, Avery Anstis and Carson Campbell. So it was great to see all this depth scoring. Like I just loved it.
Even Dan, when he scored that goal, Dan went, oh.
Yeah, it was filthy because he is filthy, and that's the crazy thing is that like to think like he's only scored 12 goals this year, but like his year started so phenomenally with that goal, the shootout goal where he was playing with the Islanders.
In the Islanders, yeah.
And then like it's been like we said, it's been like you don't want to say disappointing because they're a good team and they're winning, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah,
but he's really turned it on. And it
yeah.
felt like whatever the funk was, the funk is gone.
The funk is gone.
Yeah.
He's fresh. He got some deodorant.
Yeah, the funk is gone. All right.
All right. Andrew, 3 stars. Who's your 3rd star?
Oh.
I didn't want to have to go first again this week.
You didn't want to have to go first this time?
Yeah, so I jumped in there.
All right. My 3rd star is the power play.
Yeah.
Because it is just, it's lethal. It could be all 3 stars because it's unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to use players for my 1st and 2nd star, but I just wanted to say that power play unit, unreal. All those guys, my 3rd star.
Yeah.
What's your 3rd star?
My 3rd star, Dylan Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
So 3 points in the Windsor game.
Yeah.
No points in the other 2 games that we talked about, but he had 8 shots in 3 games, and 6 of those 8 shots were high danger shots because this guy just drives play all the time. Like he is always creating opportunities, and Dylan Edwards just needed a shutout. Plus, he got a Gordie Howe hat trick. Who's your 2nd star?
My 2nd star is Carson Campbell from Campbellford.
Yeah,
because this guy works hard every single night, never stops moving his feet, always works hard on the puck, on defenders, on the opposing team as a defender. He works extremely hard. It was nice to see him get on the score sheet and get this Gordie Howe hat trick because that is an iconic moment, and only so many players get them.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Who's your 2nd star?
Well, the other player who should have got the 3rd Gordie Howe hat trick, Cameron Reid. You mentioned last week or a couple weeks ago that we're just lucky to watch Cameron Reid play. There were so many moments in these games where he just destroyed the players he was against. Against Windsor, that goal that he got, he just like the defenseman, that guy needed to go sit in the concussion protocol room for a few minutes because he just broke his brain on that play. And man, Cameron Reid, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I always say he's like the point guard with the way he dances around on the blue line, the way that he does like crossovers and like it's crazy. It's like ball handling as Allen Iverson. That's why I called him AI, right? Like crazy handles. He just dekes you out of your socks and makes you look silly.
Yeah,
makes you feel silly.
We should all be savoring the moment with Cameron Reid.
Yes.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
who's your 1st star?
Got to give it to our boy Weston Cameron.
Yeah.
Because listen, he's been more involved on the score sheet. but that was one of the best moments of the year.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know that there's people who will disagree with me because they want fighting to leave the game and all that kind of stuff. But that was an important thing to do for the team.
Yes.
And it felt like a big physical turning point for this club's identity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's, you know what, for like to be a fourth line rookie, to step up and have that moment with your goalie and with the, you know, the adversary, the adversarial pickle, as it were. You know, that's I can't say it any better than Jason. The pickle jar is closed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Weston was my first star as well. I mean, how could he not?
How could he not be?
Future leader right there. Well,
yeah,
already a
current
leader.
leader.
Yeah. All right. So that's the last week, but now we got more games coming up. So as we mentioned, we're recording on Tuesday night. So tomorrow night, Wednesday, is the game versus London in London. Should be an exciting one. I'm not going to try and predict anything because I'm going to get it wrong.
Yep.
So there's that. So previewing games coming up. So Friday, February 6th, we are at home at the Odd against the Guelph Storm. And then on Saturday, we head down to Niagara to play the Ice Dogs. And then on Tuesday, we're back at home again to play London again.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to skip the London preview because there's going to be a game between now and that one. So if you want to hear us talk about London, we didn't really talk about last week. So you can listen to last week's episode again.
Yeah.
And there you go. But Guelph, we're 4-1 in our season series against them. If the playoffs started today, they would be our first round matchup. So these are important games to keep on. Like,
absolutely,
you can see Guelph at the bottom of the standings, but
you know, they're
as a playoff matchup, you want to be sizing these guys up.
They're intense in Guelph too. Like they're not going to roll over. Like, listen, the Rangers have the firepower to blow them out if they want. But the bottom line is like Guelph. The last time we saw them didn't just roll over.
Oh,
right? So like,
never do.
It's when you have a young team that kind of, you know, like Jetlachenko was sold off, right, to the highest bidder, and you know, it just like it's one of those things where they're not going to win it.
Yeah,
but they also know that, and so that's why they're dangerous. Right?
Yeah, that's why that's when they're most dangerous.
They can go on a run and they can beat. You know, we've seen it as the Rangers as an 8th seed team. You know, we've seen them beat the number 1 seed and you know, upset what people thought could be, you know, the future OHL champion of a season. So you can't take these guys lightly. I know that the Juice and, you know, Jeff Grzakos and Brad, they're not going to
the Pickle Juice boys.
The Pickle. You better you can call them that, because if they ever get wind, if they ever get wind, that's you you're gonna get stuffed into a pickle jar. I think that's you've already taken a contact from one of them.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I hear you got suspended for that. No, I'm just kidding.
Touching a media member?
Yeah. Mike? Okay, then we head to Niagara, where we get to see our old friend Jakub Kromiak.
Yes, we do. Who recently scored his 100th point as an OHLer. Congratulations to him.
Seems like he's doing quite well down in Niagara. Seems like they needed him.
I think he's gonna do well wherever he goes.
I think he is too. Yeah. So we've because they're an Eastern team, we've only played them once. We beat them 6-3. That was a great episode too. If you want to go back and listen to that one, we had Brandon Caputo on talking about sort of the state of the Niagara Ice Dogs. Yep. So that's always a good one to go back and listen to. And then London. So that's the slate of games for this coming up week. Mm-hmm. We got news from Alumni.
This is a Jackson Parsons fan podcast.
Of
this
course.
is actually what this is secretly.
Yeah.
Yes, we cover
Not
the Rangers.
secret.
No, I know. It's just not
His
entitled.
jersey's right there in the rafters.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Every pod we look at it. Yeah.
We salute it. We give it a moment of silence.
Exactly.
We pledge allegiance to the jersey.
He had a shutout.
Yeah.
He's back in the ECHL.
Yeah.
Okay, because Ottawa has no idea what they're doing with their goalies.
Yeah,
which is starting to make me nervous about what's going on with
I know.
him. But he was in the AHL. Basically, what I'll say is there was stuff going on with the starter in the NHL.
Yeah.
They signed another veteran in the NHL. And then they sent down a guy from the NHL who went to the AHL. Obviously, somebody with a lot more experience.
Yeah.
I think there's another goalie. I'm not slandering anybody, but there's another goalie who's like 30 years old in the AHL I have no idea what he's doing there rather than Jackson, because Jackson has identical stats. And so I'm frustrated because I feel like he would just be doing better in the
Did
AHL.
Jackson not have 2 shutouts in the AHL? Like, did he not have 2 with the Belleville? He had 1 for sure.
I know he had 1 for sure.
I think he had 2
in the AHL, and I know he had 1 in the ECHL as well. So but he may have had a second one in the AHL. I'm old and I'm tired, so I would have to go back and check. But he's been very good.
He's been good,
and his stats, like none of the goalie stats on the AHL on that team are like phenomenal.
Yeah,
his are right in line with the rest of the team. I think as being a young guy, I would much rather see him in the AHL. But whatever, he goes down to the ECHL, doesn't skip a beat. Posts a shutout right away over the Rapid City Rush. He stopped, I saw this, he stopped 34 shots, 34 of 34, and was the first star. And of course, here's a quote from our boy. He said, "We worked hard tonight to get this win. Rapid City is a team that doesn't quit, but we made the big plays when we had to and got the W. Credit to the boys in front of me that played a solid defensive game." So there you go. Humble as ever. Yeah. Humble as ever.
I like that guy.
Yep. Apparently. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our episode for the week. Of course, we got to shout out Ken Bourne, Director of Branding and Marketing.
Papa Bourne.
Thank you very much.
Papa Bourne.
A big shout out to our prodigal producer, Liam.
The Phenom.
Who I saw play hockey this weekend.
The Phenom on and off the ice.
So if for whatever reason, the AudPod gets called up to play hockey, we will be sending Liam as our
in
delegate.
Our place.
Yeah,
in our place.
Yeah,
he has been volunteered as tribute.
Solid 2-way player. I'm assuming he'll go in the first round in his draft here.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to win the Selke. He's
okay, so
very aware.
Strong Corsi.
Yeah. Okay. Very strong Corsi. He was +2. He had 3 shots on net. It was only a 30-minute game, 10-minute periods. They don't take any really intermission. It's
he's
just
your
like
hockey player's favorite hockey player.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made his goalie look good that game.
Love
so
it.
his goalie was good.
Good for
but
him.
He also helped.
Good
so
for him.
Good on you, Liam.
All right,
Great game.
We expect the highlight taped, the sizzle reel.
Yeah.
In the next couple of years.
Yeah, great.
We'll post it.
Yeah, we'll post it. When we get it, we'll post it.
And we'll be taking 15%.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Hasn't started making a dime yet.
Each.
Yeah. He's still paying to play hockey. Well,
so we owe him.
Yeah, for sure.
We owe him money.
Yeah. But Liam, just so you know, we helped get Jackson Parson drafted with
listen. It was, speaking of 15%, it was 85% Jackson Parsons, and it was 15% the AudPod. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm standing by it.
I am taking that 15% and pretending it's 100%. Okay?
Listen, we put 100% into the 15%.
Yes. Oh, math is hard. Thank you to the Kitchener Public Library for hosting us again this week.
Our home away from home.
And Tim.
Fix this.
Yeah, make this all better, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you for editing our episodes, making us sound good, writing, producing, creating, producing again, reproducing, triple producing.
Reproducing?
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 kids.
He did do that. He did do that a couple times.
Yeah. Between the 3 of us, we have 4 kids.
That's true.
Yep. And but thank you for that. And a special thank you to JJ for doing our voiceover at the beginning of the episode.
Of course.
And Andrew, how do you find us on the social medias?
You can find us at the Odd Podcast on TikTok and Instagram, and you can Google us or search us in the YouTube search bar, the Odd Pod or Kitchener Rangers. We come up.
Yep. And if your home screen isn't theoddpod.com, the oddpod.com. Oddpod, the oddpod.com. If it's not, it should be. So fix that.
Yes.
Yep.
And you can email us.
And you can
at
also
hello@theoddpod.com. Theoddpod.com.
Theoddpod.com. And Andrew, as always, you can find us at
the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
See you at the Odd.